Hello everyone, so before I start this I just wanted to say sorry for the shakiness of the video, because I am holding it my phone myself today because I'm doing quite a different video, but a video what means a lot to me, and obviously I'm gonna have to keep changing my hand because I have to hold it sideways instead of front way. So sorry about if it's shaky, not very good quality, but hopefully you'll still listen to this video. Right, so as some of you guys may know, my best friends will know that mental illness and stuff like that has a big impact on my life, and it means a lot to me because I really want to help people who have different kinds of mental illnesses and make people understand about it more. And I know I'm not going to mention a name, but I know one of my friends who's who knows me very well knows that I talk about it all the time, and I always mention I really want it to be spoken more about it in schools, because if you're someone who deals with it in school like I do, sometimes people you do get the people who understand, but sometimes you get people who don't understand. So that's why I'm doing these videos, to make people aware. And if you do suffer from mental I can't speak mental illnesses, then just to know that you're not alone, because it affects loads of people. It can literally happen to anyone. So I'm going to be doing these videos in different sets, because obviously I won't have time to fit it all in one video, because it'll be probably an hour long, and I can't upload an hour long YouTube video. I like to keep it longest 15 minutes. So this one is going to be the introduction and stuff about anxiety and panic attacks, because I am a sufferer of anxiety and panic attacks. So that's the first one I thought I'd start with, because that's probably the most what affects me the most out of the mental illnesses what I have. The anxiety and panic attacks are what happened. Panic attacks are the ones what happen more regularly, and ones what affect me. So I've wrote it all down on 2 sheets of paper, so I wouldn't forget what to say. All down there and on this one as well. So I'm gonna get to it. So I wrote the first bit myself, and then the bit about anxiety and panic attacks are from Mind, and I will tell you more about that in a different video. So I'm going to read it off the sheet because obviously it's a bit. So the most important thing you need to know is that mental health can happen to anyone, and that's true, it can happen to anyone. If you are someone what deals with mental illnesses or have suffered with a mental illness, you will know that if you try to explain it to someone, most people will think that you're lying or saying it to get attention, which is true. And I think everyone who does suffer knows that, or probably has been through a stage where they try to explain it to someone and think, oh no, you can't suffer with that, you're just doing it to get attention, you're not. You don't actually suffer. And that really happened to me when I was in school, because I tried to explain it to someone, and because I wasn't as popular as anyone else, they thought, oh no, you're just trying to do it to get popular, and that really wasn't the case. Right, where are they? Right, now, I'm not saying that all people are like this, because there are people out there who wouldn't understand mental illnesses, and they're the people who are kind and caring, and they are the people who you want to if it's friends, they're the people who you want to be friends with. Because I know my friends who are really can really understand me and my mental illnesses and stuff like that. So sorry, I keep covering my face, but yeah, they're really supportive and really well-being. Anyway, I lost where I am. There are many different types of mental illnesses, such as anxiety and panic attacks, which I'm going to explain more about in a minute, bipolar disorder, body dysmorphia disorder, borderline personality disorder, depression, and lots more. And that's how many I'm going to do it in sections. This one will be mental illness 1, and that'll be anxiety and panic attacks, and the next one will be bipolar disorder, body dysmorphia disorder, borderline personality disorder, depression, and I'll do lots more. And yeah, I'm just going to be doing it in sections, because I really think this could make a difference to people. Right, so anxiety and panic attacks. Anxiety is a word we use to describe feelings of unease, worry, or fear. It incorporates both the emotions and the physical sensations we might experience when we are worried or nervous about something. Although we usually find it unpleasant, anxiety is related to the fight or flight response, our normal biological reaction to feeling threatened. And basically, what that is, I haven't written that down, but it is on the website because the website's on my laptop now. But I'll read it off it. The fight or flight response is, but it says on here, it says, like all other animals, human beings have evolved ways to help us protect ourselves from dangerous life-threatening situations. When you feel under threat, your body releases hormones such as adrenaline and cortisol, I think that says, which help physically prepare you to either fight the danger or run away from it. The hormones can make you feel more alert so you can act faster, make your heart beat faster, to carry blood quickly to where it's needed most. Then when you feel the danger has passed, your body releases other hormones to help your muscles relax, which may cause you to shake. This is commonly called the fight or flight response. It's something that happens automatically in our bodies and we have no control over it. In modern society, we don't usually face situations where we need to physically fight or flee from danger, but our biological response to feeling threatened is still the same. And that is a lot of information to take in because I said it really fast, but it is really true. And it's like, I know when I'm like starting to feel that I'm going to have a panic attack, I always feel like someone's going to hurt me or something's going to happen to me, and I need to get out of that situation. And if it's in school, it is really difficult to get out of that situation because obviously if you're in a class you need to learn, but if you feel like you're going to get hurt, you can't concentrate, and then it's hard to explain to everyone like why you need to stand outside, and sometimes the teacher doesn't even know. And that's why, another reason why I'm doing this, because I think like not just children need to be aware, adults need to be aware as well. And that's why I feel so strongly about it being mentioned in like classes at school, because then the teachers can learn something and the students can learn something and everyone can be aware. And if like something does happen, then the person who it's happening to doesn't need to feel ashamed. They just like, they know that like they won't get judged if it happens, and they don't need to feel ashamed if it happens to them whilst they're in school. So the last piece of paper is not a full piece of paper, thankfully. It says, we all know what it's like to feel anxious from time to time. It's common to feel tense, nervous, or perhaps fearful at the thought of stressful event or decision you're facing, especially if it could have a big impact on your life. For example, I can't speak, sorry guys, sitting an exam, going into hospital, attending an interview, starting a new job, moving away from home, having a baby, being diagnosed with an illness, and deciding to get married or divorced. And they're like some of the most common things what like could make you feel anxious or like nervous or stuff like that. But there is like more, like, I don't know if it makes sense, but to me it's not like just them, it's the little things. Like I feel worried every single day before I go into school, and sometimes it can be just because of the certain classes I have that day. Like I know that when I have PE on the day, I feel really anxious about going to school because obviously I'm not the slimmest person in the world, and I just feel very ashamed when I'm doing PE because most of the people who I do PE with are a lot slimmer than me, and I always feel ashamed to do it because I feel like I'm too fat to like obviously do PE. And I know that might sound strange because obviously if you do exercise you lose weight, but I know every time I have PE that's how I feel, and I feel really anxious coming to school when I have PE. And I just feel anxious coming to school at all. Like say if I've had like a very bad day like the night before or the day before, and then you go to school the next day, I feel really anxious because I feel like everyone knows. I feel like everyone will know what happened to me. I'll feel like everyone knows what I've been through, and I'm not the type of person who's good at hiding emotions. I know some people can be really good at it, like hiding anxious thoughts or emotions, but I know personally that I'm not very good. You can tell when I look upset because I'm not very good at hiding it, and most of the time I'll say no, there's no, well, to my friends I'll say no, there's nothing wrong, because I'll think, well, they because I've been like upset loads of times, they'll think, well, she can't be upset that many times. And so to my friends, I know I say, oh, there's nothing wrong with me. But say if like an adult asks me, I think it depends who the adult is. If I feel comfortable around the adult, like talking about the situations, then I will like tell them. But if I don't, then I'll say, oh no, everything's fine. And normally I do say, oh no, everything's fine, unless it's like someone who I can like not necessarily trust, because people who I can trust, like my mum and stuff like that, I can't talk to her about that because I feel ashamed. So I'm not going to say it's just people I can trust who I explain stuff to. It's people who I feel comfortable like talking to that certain thing. Like I can't really talk to my mum about, say if I have an episode where I self-harmed, I really can't talk to my mum about that because I feel like ashamed of doing it, even though that doesn't make sense because I did it. But in the moment of time when you do it, you don't think about what everyone else is going to think until after you've done it. You realise, I know it's for me anyway, I realise what I've done, and then I feel really ashamed after I've done it, and I really can't explain that to my mum personally. So it's not like whoever you trust you'll be able to explain, it's just certain people. Like I find it more like, for example, I can explain it to my form tutor more than I can explain it to my mum. And I know that sounds weird and strange, but that's just the case. Okay guys, I've looked at the time, like I spent 11.5 minutes talking about this now. So I'm going to go, and hopefully this video will get a lot of views, and I'll be back. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow because I've got a pretty big thing going on in the morning which I don't really want to talk about and it makes me anxious. And then I've got youth club, but I'll see if I can film a video while my friend's there. But obviously she won't be in it, but I might be able to film it while my friend's there. I'm not too sure. But if I can, I will. But if not, I'll definitely be back on Wednesday. So make sure to give this video a thumbs up. And make sure to just... Oh, I can't speak. Make sure to subscribe if you're new and you want to like carry on seeing videos from me. And it really means a lot if you subscribe. And comment down below if you think that these videos are a good idea to do to make people aware of different kinds of mental illnesses. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!